guys, this is Heather from healthyveganrecipes.net. Today we're going to make an amaranth recipe, which a lot of you have been asking me for. What I am going to do with this is I'm going to make it spicy and use it as a filling for a taco. You can use like a regular taco shell, or you can use a leaf of lettuce or chard or whatever. But basically we're going to make amaranth taco filling. For those of you who haven't heard of amaranth, it is kind of like quinoa. It's technically a seed. It comes from South America, but when you cook it, it cooks like a grain, so it gets lumped in with the grains in the kitchen. But because it's a seed, it has a really awesome profile of amino acids, so it has all of the essential amino acids that you need, just like quinoa. The only trouble is, like quinoa, has a little bit of bitterness to it, so what I'm going to show you is a way you can get rid of that and make yourself a delicious amaranth taco filling. So there is the amaranth, for those of you who have not seen it. It's a very small yellow grain. It's even smaller than quinoa, and I'm just going to put it into a dry pot and turn the heat on to medium-high. Now you will notice probably that there are some black grains in here. You can pick them out. I find amaranth is so tiny that it's a really big pain to pick them out, but it is good if you can. Most people will also rinse amaranth before cooking it, just like you would with quinoa. But what I find is when I do it in a pilaf, so that's toasting the grain before you cook it, it gets rid of that slight bit of bitterness to the amaranth. So this is the way I do it. You can feel free to rinse it before you toast it, but the grains will be a little bit wet. And then I'm going to add some spices to toast with the amaranth. And I'm making this to be kind of like amaranth tacos. So I'm doing some chili powder, and I've also got some onion powder and some garlic powder. And you can also do fresh onion and garlic, and when I would put them in is with a little bit, I'll tell you when I'll put them in. Anyway, I'm just going to shake some of this in here and then toss it around in the pot. And a special little inspiration from my friend Amy at the Healthy Apple is I'm going to put some cinnamon in with my chili powder. I often do this with curry powder, is add cinnamon to it, but I haven't tried it with chili powder before, so I'm going to try that. So just toss the spices around with the amaranth. You want to toss these every so often to make sure they don't burn. And you just want to toast it until you start to see it get lightly browned. While this is toasting, I'm going to turn on an electric kettle with some water to get it boiling, so that when I add the water, it's hot. Now you can take this any direction you want with the spices. This is great for breakfast as well. All right, I'm starting to hear a little bit of popping in the pot, and I'm really smelling some delicious scents coming from the spices. So that's when I'm going to add some liquid to stop the toasting. If you take this long enough dry, the amaranth will actually pop like popcorn. It's pretty cool. They're really, really tiny little kernels, so they're tiny little pops, but very fun. So what I'm going to add now is some red wine. So the pot is still really, really hot, and the liquid, there's just a little bit, so it's still sizzling. And this is when I would add fresh onion and garlic if I was using it. And you can add other vegetables if you like. Get them cooked, and then you're going to add more water. And what you're going to add is twice as much water as you have grains. For those of you who want the recipe, by the way, just click under the video. There will be a link to the recipe over on healthyveganrecipes.net. So now the bubbling should still be going, but not quite as intensely. You can turn it down to minimum and then sprinkle in a little bit of salt to help that amaranth cook. Put a lid on it and let it cook for about 20-25 minutes. While it's cooking, you're going to want to give it a stir every so often because it does get really, really sticky. It wants to stick to the bottom of your pot, but there it is, fully cooked. And then you'll want to give it a taste to make sure you like it. You can always add more seasonings at this point if you want to. Now, I don't usually say this, but this actually is not spicy enough for me because I'm using it as like a taco filling. I wanted it to be really spicy. So I'm going to add a little bit more now, stir it in, and then, like I said, I'm going to wrap it in a lettuce leaf, top it off with some shredded carrot, some tomato salsa, some avocado, all that good stuff. You can also just throw some steamed veggies on top of it. It would be awesome. It would also make a really good breakfast porridge. I've done it with just cinnamon and really, really nice. Just add more water when you cook it to make it more like a porridge. And you can do all kinds of stuff with amaranth. So I hope you guys have fun and experiment with some various things. And that's it for me today. I'll see you next time.